time you get with your baby. It's one of the most incredible things that I've ever done.
I'm really for this.
That makes me really sad.
I know, but this is one thing that I totally agree with.
Are they talking about a poo?
I don't know,
It's a fart. Hi everyone, I'm Olivia Bowen.
And I'm Alex Bowen.
We've got 2 children, Abel and Sienna, and most of the time it feels like we are just winging it.
That's why Best Start in Life is so helpful. It offers parents practical support for early years, from pregnancy right the way through to starting school.
It covers those key early stages when it is so common to have questions.
And these are the kinds of questions that thousands of parents ask on Mumsnet every day.
So today we're going to be reading some of those posts from real Mumsnetters.
And sharing what we recognise, what surprised us, and how it really felt for us.
Right, let's get into it. So the first one, I feel such a mix of emotions: happiness, excitement, joy, fear, worry, and anxiety.
I feel like that checks out.
I know. I think that I could have wrote this, to be fair. This could be me.
I'm
Was
sure
this me?
you sent the post.
I had really bad anxiety when I got pregnant.
I always thought to myself, oh, we've got to learn how to work the car seat, learn how to do the pram, like these little small things.
Nappy.
I mean, yeah, that was a big one.
We'd never changed a nappy.
Yeah, but now with Sienna, I was more stressed about changing Sienna because I was so used to changing Abel.
Yeah.
Like it's the same, but it's different.
It's so normal to have all the emotions. Like 1, it's your hormones. 2, there's external factors. And 3, like it's a big life change. It's huge.
Right, so the next post, help, feel a bit anxious about my booking appointment, which is in a couple of weeks.
I loved my booking appointment. For me, it was so nice to go and listen to someone that knew what they was talking about.
Like, I would have some bad thoughts sometimes before going into that. Do you know what I mean? Thinking the worst.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just before you get there to kind of preempt things.
I think I just crave like reassurance all the time. So for me, it was so nice to go and listen to someone that knew what they was talking about. So this post says, lots of pressure on the tummy. What is this talking about? Is this a poo? Are they talking about a poo?
I don't know.
It's a fart. Anyway, lots of pressure on the tummy, pushed a massive one right out and woke me up. My husband burst out laughing. I've given birth in front of him and I'm still embarrassed of a fart. Could this be any more mean?
You defo writ this post. I do not care.
This is so normal for so many women because obviously you've got a baby in there. Like the pressure in your stomach is going to be completely different. In the chaos of having a tiny baby, the time quietly feeding is so calming and something you'll never get to repeat, which is so true in my mind as well. Those nighttime feeds, although they can be so hard, you get these such special little pockets of moments where it's just so quiet and it's just you and your baby. And of course, it's difficult. Like, do you remember some of the times I've tried to latch her and she won't feed and she's screaming, I'm crying. Like, there's difficult moments. If you feel like you want to do it and you enjoy it, then you just have to go for it and just make sure that you get the right advice. Do you know what? I'm getting upset because it's one of the most incredible things that I've ever done.
Oh.
I knew I was going to get upset talking about this.
Right, so the next one. I wish someone had told me about cluster feeding. I spent the evenings of the first week wondering why my baby was crying, thinking he couldn't possibly be hungry as I just fed him.
Abel would cluster feed so much. You'd find that your whole day was just them on your boob.
He did used to that all the time, didn't he?
All the time. He was such a hug. But cluster feeding happens usually because your supply is just trying to catch up to the demand. So as your baby grows, the demand for milk changes and your body will take a little bit to catch up. So it's just playing catch up. There's nothing wrong with your baby or nothing wrong with you. Obviously, if you ever had any worries about like supply issues, you just go straight to your GP or your midwife. This next topic is weaning, which is apt for us right now because we're about to start our weaning journey with Sienna. So the first post, help, I'm terrified of weaning. He's 6.5 months now, but I just cannot give him finger food. I'm terrified.
I get that.
Yeah.
I was scared with Abel.
Yeah, I remember you thinking, oh.
Yeah, because it's just like choking and just like that transition. And
I personally love weaning. I was still nervous though. I think you can love it and you can do it, but you can be nervous. So just think of it as something that you're doing.
It's like a teaching moment.
Yeah, to like teach and have fun and try and experiment and let them taste all these new things.
Right, so my 6 months started weaning a week ago, but doesn't seem to know what to do. She just stares at the plate. What?
I don't know why that's funny.
What are you laughing at?
No, just imagine a little baby like looking at it like, what is it? Because it makes sense, doesn't it? Like they've never seen it in their life. They're like, what is this? There is certain things that you can look for that show readiness in your baby for weaning. So we kind of noticed that Abel was wanting food, didn't we? And he could sit up unaided for a little bit. He could hold his head up. He would be in his chair. He'd be watching food and he could bring it to his mouth. So they were all signs to us that yes, he is ready to start the messy journey. That is weaning. Like, I loved it. And he thrived. He really enjoyed it.
I try to look at his cues, but I find it really hard to work out what he wants.
Oh,
I struggle with this one.
yeah, it's hard. You're learning each other, I think, at the start. Like, you're a new mum, it's a new baby. It's going to take time and a little bit of effort and a little bit of a learning curve. Abel has quite a loud way of showing what he needs. Like, he's very obvious, I think, don't you?
Yeah, he's very vocal with it.
Yeah, he's super vocal, and you can tell when he's tired, you tell he gets a bit more irritable, he gets a bit more like jolty. And
Do you know what though? I felt you are right what you're saying, but then there's also times where he's got completely different tells. Like your kid, he's always changing.
Always.
He's always finding like these new emotions that he's kind of reacting to. Like Abel, like even this morning, I'll be like, Daddy, like I'm feeling angry. Like that's good. I want him to share them emotions with me. But they're all going through these little stages of life and they're just trying to deal with them all.
It does take time to learn and to trust yourself that, yeah, that is right. And some of the time it's just trial and error. Like check their nappy and then check if they're hungry. And then I always check if they've got anything caught. Like, I think it's just sometimes a little bit of a checklist with me. So it's not like I really know their cues all the time. It's more just I know what it could be. So I'm going to check all those things. It can be hard for dads to form a bond with a newborn sometimes, I think, because we carry the babies. We spend 9 months feeling that bond grow before they are even here.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's like, obviously you've done, I mean, you do all the hard work. Do you know what I mean? So you've got that instant connection there.
I remember
because I had Abel,
it.
I couldn't give my full focus to Sienna. So I had to kind of split it, which made it even harder for me to connect with Sienna. But I always know in the back of my mind that time will come when I will get more of a connection.
This post says, you absolutely cannot spoil a baby by responding to them with love and care. You know what I'm like? I'm a nightmare. I just love a cuddle, love a kiss with them, always picking them up. Always. I feel like they're a baby.
That's the best way to be. Like, I'm a very cuddly person anyway.
Yeah.
And that just showing affection. Like, I mean, when they get older, they're probably not going to want to have a cuddle
we
with
always say this, don't we, about when he's a teenager.
I'm going to get those cuddles in when I can.
This section is about childcare and school readiness. Abel starts school this year, so I'm excited to read these. The first post is, my son has definitely progressed loads since he started nursery. He has little friendships, his speech and other skills have come on a lot.
I totally agree with this. I'm all for this. I mean, he picked up a lot more words when he come back, didn't he?
And he did come back learning how to like do his own bowl of cereal and put his washing up in the...
No, yeah, I remember when he started using his knife and fork and I was like, when did you start to do that?
Well, we didn't teach you that.
Yeah, I know. It's great. I don't regret working through my children's early years. In fact, I believe it has benefited them in many ways that I worked.
When Abel started nursery, it just gave us a little bit of time back, whether that was to work or have a hobby again or, you know, clean the house up. There was a lot that it helped.
I also think as well, a lot of people that haven't had kids, they look at people that are parents and they just think, oh, they're just a mum and dad. Like, that's not the way this works. Like, you've got to start with your own self-happiness to pass that on to your kids and that as well. Right, so we're on to school readiness. So let's go on with the first post. Our most important job as parents is to create children who will be self-sufficient, confident people who will thrive without us one day. I'm really for this.
That makes me really sad.
I know, but this is one thing that I totally agree with.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in teaching Abel and Sienna, like, good manners, saying please and thank you, like, building resilience into them, like, from an early age.
I think the best thing we ever did with Abel is, at the right time, teach him to label his emotions. Yeah. And there was, like, different books that we found to help with that. And that helped him no end at childcare, at nursery and at home for when Sienna came. I think that was so beneficial. The fact that he could label when he was angry and label when he was sad, it really helped us.
Yeah, it helps us as well, yeah. I was told independence was very important, so we practiced getting changed, putting PK on, doing up zips, using the toilet, taking turns, patience, and being able to make simple decisions. For example, apple or banana, or for a snack.
This is something that I think he really picked up in nursery.
Yeah.
They taught him a really cool trick about how to put his coat on. And I never forget the first time he showed me. I
When
was
he
like, oh
flips
my
it
God, that's so clever.
Yeah.
I would have never have known to taught you that.
Yeah.
So he's learned all these little bits like putting his shoes on, and recognise his name was another one that I thought was really clever, because in school he's going to need to know his name peg. Her language development has come on leaps and bounds. She's socialising, making friends, toilet training has gone smoothly, as nursery have supported well with this. I'm a firm believer in the "it takes a village" mantra, and nursery are part of my daughter's village.
You writ that.
That is so
Takes a
nice.
village.
How nice is it to hear someone talk about like that, about nursery and childcare? Because that's how we feel. And it does take a village. Like, we're so lucky that we've got a lot of family that help and friends that help, but some people don't have that. And nursery has built his confidence in making friends, because before he went to nursery, obviously he was very young, but even in those early years at nursery, he didn't have as much confidence as he does now.
No.
Like, he would definitely speak to another child now and say hi, but it is the cutest thing. He's got some really good like best friends, isn't he?
Yeah.
We've got one last really lovely post, actually. It says, just take each day as it comes. It's a massive achievement just getting through each day and week in that early period. It's also a beautiful, magical time.
That's true, though.
That is. I mean, there's that saying, isn't there, that the days are long but the years are short. And I think you realise that even more so when you have a second baby. So if I could give anyone any piece of advice, it would just be to just sit in it, feel it, feel everything, and just go through it all, straight through it.
I think it's just about being as present as you can.
Yeah.
Because that time's just gonna go like that.
But it doesn't mean to say like enjoy every moment. You know, when someone's like enjoy every moment, and you're like, what? Even the Poonamis? Like, I can't enjoy that. But I think it just means like enjoy the bits that you can, and just be gentle with yourself and give yourself grace. To be honest, looking back, it's really reassuring to realise how much of what we felt is shared by other parents. If you are at any of these stages right now, you are definitely not on your own.
And if you want extra support along the way, the Best Start in Life website provides trusted advice all in one place. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Come on. All right, that's it. One take. Bye. Bye.